Sairam, dear students, in the previous class we started the lesson the Union Government. The Union Government. There we discussed it. United States of America is having federal form of government, and France is the best example for unitary form of government. And then we discussed it, the parliamentary system that we call that Sansad. And we discussed the qualification which is required to become a member of Rajya Sabha as well as Lok Sabha. Dear students, in the previous session, in the previous class, I asked more than 16 questions. I hope you will answer those questions. Okay, now we are going to see powers and functions of the parliament. Here, the parliamentary system is very important. Parliamentary system, parliament, and it plays very important role in a democratic setup. Now we are going to see the powers and functions of parliament. Powers. What are the powers? That you know, that legislative powers and financial powers and judicial powers. Okay, now let us see step by step. First of all, legislative powers. Legislative powers. What does it mean? What do you mean by legislative powers? And here we are going to see the legislative powers of Parliament. Parliament means it is the combination of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha and executive. Here the main functions of the Parliament is to make laws. The legislative functions, the main function of the Parliament is to make laws. Laws are very important to govern the government, to govern the country. It can frame laws on subjects mentioned in the central list, which is in central list. Now, because it is central government, now we are dealing about and discussing about central government. How many subjects are there? In the central list, there are 92 subjects. There are 90. Here, it can pertain laws from the central list. And at the same time, the central government or the parliament, union parliament, has the right to derive the laws from concurrent list. Here, at first, it derives laws from central list. There are 92 subjects and matters in central list. Relating to these 92 subjects, central parliament can make laws. Here, it can make laws on the mentioned in the central list. Then the finance bill is presented only in the Lok Sabha. The other bills can be presented in either of houses. See, to make any law or before law, there should be a process. What is the process? The process is here, first of all, the bill must be presented in either of the houses. Either of the houses means either Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha. Here, but it is not applicable for financial bill. Financial bill must be presented before Lok Sabha only. But other than financial bill, they can present any bill in either of the houses like Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. See, but the bills becomes law only after the proper discussion and approval of both the houses. See, for example, now the hot discussion is going on about Farm Bill 2020, that you know. See, when it gets into law, then it comes to force, then it will come into action. I will give a small example. For example, imagine this is Alike. In Alike, a river called Vrishabhavati is going or flowing. Imagine Vrishabhavati is not flowing in Alike. Simply imagine like that. Nearby Alike, your village, a huge river is flowing through. But now the government has planned to construct a dam across the river Vrishabhavati. Can it see? Can it possible the government to directly implement those? It is not possible. There should be a law. There should be a law. What is the law? Here, for example, the Vrishabhavati is flowing here. Now the government is planned to construct the dams across the river to benefit the nearby villages. It may feed near about 30,000 hectares of land. Now these catchment water nearby beside villages will be vacated. For that there should be a proper guidelines. How to give them compensation, how to acquire their land. See, if they construct the dam across the river, so many villages will be submerged in this dam. In such a time, those submerging villages and people to be assisted. How? They must be given compensation, and they have to be given with lands. These are all the facilities to be provided. For that, there should be a clear cut laws. Now what? For example, Alike village is going to have dam for river. Now the irrigation minister present the bill before Lok Sabha. After the approval of the Lok Sabha, then this bill moved to Rajya Sabha. After the approval of Rajya Sabha, that goes to the president. When after getting the nod means the permission, approval of the president, the bill becomes law. At first, who presented the bill? The irrigation minister presented the bill. Irrigation minister presented the bill. First point. Irrigation minister presented. Where did he present the bill? He presented the bill before Lok Sabha. Yes, after the approval from Lok Sabha, that moves to Rajya Sabha. Even after getting the nod from Rajya Sabha, that moves to president. Finally, this bill, the bill means what he presented, the construction of dam across the river Vrishabhavati near Alike, is approved by the central government. Now law means you not only what driving law, the relating to the driving license and everything, that is not only law. Law means to do anything, there must be a law. There must be a law. This is also law. After law, they can carry out, they can execute the work and they can start the work of construction of dam. This is law. Understood? I hope you might have understood this. Likewise, the bill becomes law. At first, you know that any bill can be presented before either of the houses, but except finance bill. That I already discussed. When there is a disagreement, suppose regarding this bill, construction of dam across the river at Vrishabhavati near Alike, there is a disagreement on this. Either of the parties will raise their voice in LS, when it's Lok Sabha. If the disagreement went up, if the same disagreement went up, in Rajya Sabha, the bill will never be approved. Will never be approved. After both the houses pass the bill, it is forwarded to the president for his approval, after which it becomes law. This is legislative. This is called legislative powers of parliament. Now we are going to see the administrative powers of parliament. Parliament means Sansad. Sansad means, you know that both the houses, it represents both the houses and executive. Executive means mainly the cabinet. Yes, now we are going to see the administrative powers of parliament, that is also called as Samsad. In a parliamentary system of government, the Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers form executive. Who is the part of executive here? Executive. See, you know that three major pillars of the democracy is judiciary, legislature, and third one is executive. Another one is that is press. That is fourth pillar. But this pillar is required. That is one of the pillar is executive. Executive. Karyanga. Executive. Yes, name itself resembles executive. And who form the executive? Who are part of executive? Who are an integral part of executive? Here the integral part of executive is the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister, and along with the Prime Minister, his Council of Ministers. His Council of Ministers. See, there may be 545 members in Lok Sabha, but all the 545 members are not the part of executive. Understood? They are the part of Lok Sabha. They are the part of parliament, but they are not part of executive. The cabinet is the part of executive. Here, the Council of Ministers form the executive. Along with them, you know that there are IAS officers and some other cadre officers are there. But here, the Union Cabinet is accountable to the Parliament. What does it mean? Accountable means they are answerable to the Parliament. Who is answerable to the Parliament? The Cabinet. With the head, what you know that the head of here the cabinet is the Prime Minister. Along with the cabinet, Prime Minister and Council of Ministers that form cabinet, that is called executive. They are answerable to the Parliament. You have to write like Parliament, but that is not Parliament. Parliament. Yes. Here the Council of Ministers can be in power as only, see, all these ministers remain in office. They can remain in office only as long as they enjoy the trust of Parliament. If they lose the trust of Parliament, they will never become remain in seat. So the trust is very important. The trust of Parliament is important. Means they can enjoy the power only as long as they enjoy the trust of Parliament. This is administrative powers. Now we are going to see another very important power that you know, Kanchanam. Kanchanam Karya Siddhi. If any government success depends on the monetary discipline of its finance. Monetary discipline. It depends on its monetary discipline and financial discipline. If the government rise or generating more income, it can execute the functions properly. Now we are moving to see finance or financial powers. Already I told Kanchanam Karya Siddhi. See, my dear children, Lok Sabha exercises total control over financial matters of the country. Here, Rajya Sabha doesn't have that much of power. Here, Lok Sabha controls the entire financial powers of the parliament. The government cannot levy. Levy means impose any tax and spend any money without the consent and approval of Lok Sabha. See, to get or to spend any money, it should get the approval of Lok Sabha or parliament. Here, that is very important. See, as we discussed in the previous part, that you know that the legislative power, any bill can be presented before either of the houses, but not finance bill. Here, the government cannot levy any taxes. If government want to levy taxes, that should get the approval of Lok Sabha. The finance bill must be first introduced in the Lok Sabha, after being passed by both the houses. After being passed by the Lok Sabha, the bill goes to Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha can give certain suggestions and directions, and also delay giving its consent to the bill for 14 days only. See, sometime other bills kept pending at Rajya Sabha for 1 or 2 months, but finance bill must be approved or not disapprove within 14 days. They must show their consent within 14 days. See, here the Rajya Sabha failed to give their consent within 14 days. Naturally, the bill forwarded to President. If it does not give its consent to the bill within 14 days, it is taken for granted. It is considered that they have given their approval. Then it will be forwarded to President. It is then sent to the President for his approval. After the approval of President, the finance bill becomes law. This is all about financial powers of Parliament. Now we are going to see the judicial powers of Parliament. See, for judiciary there is an apex court, the highest court in India. It governs everything related to the judicial system. But what about and what is the relation and what are the things there to Parliament to discuss judiciary? Now we are going to see the judicial power. Actually, you might have thought that judicial powers vested in the hands of court only. But you never thought even the Parliament has the right regarding the judicial power. Now we are going to see the judicial powers of Parliament. What is this judicial power? Both the houses of the Parliament, the authority, Parliament, both the houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, have the right to remove the judges of the Supreme Court. See, if they wish, means there should be serious convictions, cases or allegation over the judges. Then only they can send the judges to the house. They can send the judges to home. But there is particular method is there. Proper channel is there. Now, judicial the judges of the High Court and the Supreme Court can be removed by both the houses of the Parliament. But that is called the motion of impeachment. Through motion of impeachment. Motion of impeachment. See, this is one of the judiciary powers of Parliament. And they also have powers to discuss the findings, reports related to the judiciary. If there are so many findings which happens in the Supreme Court. Those findings can be discussed in the Parliament. That is, and then both the houses of the Parliament have equal rights in amending the Constitution. ತಿದ್ದುಪಡಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Then amendment bill can be presented first in the Rajya Sabha, either in the Lok Sabha. If only one house approves for the amendment or other does not, the amendment will not be passed. So here approval of both the houses are required. Now we discussed power to amend the Constitution. See, this is another power. What? Power to amend the Constitution. Amend the Constitution. This is another function. Power to both the houses of the Parliament have equal rights to amend the Constitution. First, see, during the amendment, see 370 article that was amended. Now recently the Farm Bill was amended. Here they can present it before the Lok Sabha or either the Rajya Sabha. After the approval of both the houses, the bill will be amended. The law will be amended. These are all the powers of Parliament. Dear children, I will ask some questions. Note down them. That is for Vidyagama. Explain the legislative powers of Parliament. First question. Question number 1. Second question. Explain the administrative powers of Parliament. Here, who are the part of executive or the council? Here, the Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers form the executive. Who are the part of executive? Central executive. Third question. Which house has more power with related to financial bill? Fourth question. And explain the judiciary powers of Parliament. These are all the important questions that to be noted. Dear children, now let us see other powers of Parliament. The other powers are, Parliaments are, they have the right to frame the laws relating to the powers and jurisdiction of Supreme Court. See, the Supreme Court is the highest apex court. Laws to control the Supreme Court, I don't say that is control to control, related to Supreme Court. It is wrong word. Okay. Jurisdiction, to frame the laws relating to the powers and jurisdiction of the Supreme Court and the High Court. That means they can pertain the law, they can derive the law. First point. Regarding judiciary, andre jurisdiction andre karya vyapti. There they can frame the laws of the scope of the work of Supreme Court and High Courts. First point, jurisdiction of. Second point is to establish one high court for two more states. See, formerly you know that there was a high court for even for Goa. It was Karnataka High Court was covering the jurisdiction of Goa, but now they have similarly. Sometime there were two states were having one high court. Here also, to establish one high court for two or more states. Who has that power? Parliament has that power. Parliament means Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Third one is to create new states. See, a new state was formed, Telangana. And to create new states and rename them. And determine the boundaries of the states. See, while creation of new states, they must what? Sketch the border. That means they must determine the boundaries of the states. This is third point of other functions. Then to discuss the reports of committees and commissions such as Public Service Commission and then Finance Commission, Election Commission, Backward Class Commission. These reports can be discussed in Parliament. To approve the declaration of emergencies like national emergency, state emergency and financial emergency. These are all the other parts of Parliament. Dear children, I hope you might have understood this lesson and discuss all these, and then go through the textbook, go through the video and try to answer independently. You don't seek others' help and don't get answer from other students through WhatsApp. This is not fair. Okay, Sairam.